loved what I've seen of the film so far, but I'm intrigued as to what your reaction was when you firstly heard they were going to make a movie out of a mobile phone game, and secondly that they wanted you to be in it.
It wasn't hard to imagine what the story would become just from the title. But that I absolutely had no idea what the story was yet, because there really isn't much of a story in the game, which is kind of nice that there are liberties that can be taken to really create a whole origin story. And my introduction to it was being asked to be part of this cast, which told me a lot about what kind of movie they wanted to make, because the people in this film are so talented and so funny. So I was excited because I knew I'd be part of something funny.
And I love Matilda's hippie yoga routines, very much of the moment.
Yeah.
Were there elements of her character that came from you or that you particularly related to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person that takes all that stuff, like, it's tongue-in-cheek, but I implement a lot of it in my life, and I get as healthy as I can when I need to or when I want to, and I feel like I'm like a very... I have hippie tendencies, so to speak. But because exactly what you said, because this sort of self-bettering movement is of the moment, I felt like it was a very kind of over-the-top, trendy version of it. And I like that stuff is fun because I feel like she felt like a really big character.
And what little things in life that would really grind your gears and make you as angry as these birds that need your anger management?
Little things that would grind my gears. I don't like selfish behaviors from other people. That kind of grinds my gears. I'm going to say grinds my gears instead of pisses me off. I like grinds my gears. That's good.
The polite way.
Yeah.
And the cast features some of your SNL friends.
Yeah.
How much did you all get together to improvise the comedy?
0. I know. But that's the whole process of this. I think for me, because there were people in it that I knew and I knew their voices really well, it was really helpful to know who I was going to be set with. So you sort of imagined how things would be said, and that's nice. That's a nice thing about knowing other people's voices.
And we've heard your voice in many animations: Big Hero 6, Turbo, The Nut Job. What is it about voice work that appeals to you?
I feel like before I realized how my characters come about, the voice is always kind of the first step for me anyway. And I come from a musical background, and it's all kind of part and parcel of the same thing for me. And it's a place where I feel really comfortable. I don't really feel like I have any characters that don't have a very strong, clear, specific voice. I feel like it's the first step for me, so it's really kind of a natural part of the process.
And which voice artist performances have really impressed you over the years or perhaps inspired you?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm always playing that game where I like, hey, that's so-and-so. Wait, I know that voice. Oh, that's great. I was really blown away by Kristen Bell because I knew her and I had no idea she had such a powerful voice. Singing-wise, so that really blew me away, because she really sounds like a Disney movie. I was like, how did she do that? How was she herself and sound like a Disney movie? That was amazing to me. But I don't know. I like it all.
And I know a lot of actors don't like to watch their performances or work again, but would you sit and watch these films with your children, who I imagine would probably want to watch animations over and over again?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's just one of those things. We live in a time now where there's just far more animation for kids than there was for us when we were kids. So those are pretty much the movies I tend to see the most of. And when I actually go to the theater these days, it's rare that I see an adult movie. I usually see an animated movie. But I feel like we're part of a time where these movies are made for everyone going to see them.
And I can imagine your house will either, if not already, be filled with Angry Birds merchandise.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be bird infested very soon.
How would you rate your Angry Birds game skills? Did you play with any of the cast and filmmakers?
I'm okay. I don't think I'm terribly skilled, but I'm very determined. So I play for quite long spells and probably too much when I play.
And the versions of Angry Birds games seem to be endless. The Star Wars edition, the Rio edition, Transformers. If you could invent an edition, what would it be and why?
Project Runway. Because I just want to see a Tim Gunn bird.
I mean, as a fellow Prince fanatic, I have to ask you about your band, Princess. Can you tell us how that all started and if you'll be bringing your Prince night over to the UK and Ireland?
We've not been invited to the UK or Ireland, so if anybody wants to invite us, that would be wonderful. And it just was born out of my best friend Gretchen and I having this lifetime love of Prince. And we met in college, and that was one of the first things we bonded over. We were in a band together in college, and then when I was leaving Saturday Night Live, I was really sad, and I was moving back to California, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she said, why don't we just start a Prince cover band and call it Princess? It's like, it's a really good idea. And that's where it started. So it's just it's such a joy to sing those songs out loud because I sing them anyway. So I might as well sing them with a band, and like just the pleasure of getting to perform them is so much fun.
Absolutely. Maya Rudolph, an absolute pleasure.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!